health of the Irish people is in decline, and we are doing it to ourselves, but we all have the power to change. In this series, a crusading team of medical experts invade 6 different households with a simple message: prevention is better than cure. Dr. Nina Burns is a passionate advocate of families taking control of their well-being.
We don't need doctors to keep us well, we need a healthy lifestyle.
Dr. Sinead Burns' mission is to reverse the steady decline of the nation's health.
The future is not looking bright unless we do something pretty dramatic.
And fitness guru Professor Niall Moyna is on a personal crusade to get the country moving.
We think we have a problem right now. We have no idea what's coming down the track.
A week of scanning and screening will reveal what's really going on.
That's why we're here today, to see what was that shadow.
And the cold, hard facts will come out in the consultation room.
You won't be around to see Brooke go off if you don't change the way you're living.
They'll then be given 8 weeks to turn their lives around, forming new habits and trying to resist temptation.
She's convincing Noah to take a cake.
These households are faced with a life or death decision to change the habits of a lifetime under the glare of a doctor in the house.
Shauna!
Brooke! Want a cup of tea? Right?
Under medical supervision this week are 44-year-old Paul O'Connor, his wife Tara, their 4 children and 1 grandchild.
Garrett is 16, Jade 19, Shauna is 23 and Nathan's 21, and Brooke is 6.
In recent years, Tara has become more and more concerned about her family's health.
I would worry a lot about Shauna and Jade, the weight is creeping up on Jade too.
I would have been only a size 10 or 12 before I had Brooke, and then after that it was just downhill after that.
Are you all having dinner?
Yeah. Are they mushy pigs?
Yeah.
Each evening, Tara prepares a home-cooked family dinner. After that, things start to go wrong.
The problem is buying rubbish sweets in the shop, sitting watching films, eating them, then eating takeaways.
Curry and pizza would be my favourite takeaway. It's ordered.
It's just takeaways every night.
I think it's starting to make a bit of sense where this weight is coming from, isn't it?
They're very unhealthy, aren't they?
It couldn't get worse.
No.
But as it turns out, things are worse.
I have high blood pressure, diabetes. It's not great. I was told that to lay off fatty foods and lay off the alcohol.
I wonder how much he's actually drinking.
His eyes were quite bloodshot too.
I'd be afraid to find out, to be honest.
He actually believes he's not diabetic. He thinks the doctor's making up stories about him.
Ooh.
I'm not concerned about it. I just have a little bit concern. I wouldn't be over concerned about it. And I think that's worrying. I should be more concerned about it.
Yeah,
I mean, they're breaking every rule in the book when it comes to lifestyle.
But the family have decided that it is time for change.
I'm sick of eating junk food, I'm sick of being unhealthy and not being fit, and I'm just not able anymore.
I want to do it for myself and for the kids. For a better life, better living. Get healthy.
Having seen some worrying behaviours in this household, the doctors arrive in Finglas to meet the family face to face.
So what kind of things are you worried about?
I'm actually worried about overweight with heart disease.
I'm getting problems with my eyes and my feet.
You're having problems with your eyes and your feet. And what kind of things would you be worried about in your own health?
Losing a limb, I lose my sight.
Shauna, how has it come to this? Because I know at one point you were a size 12.
I think it started when I first found out I was pregnant on Brooke, and then I don't think I lost the weight then after I had Brooke, and then it just continued on after that.
Are you sure you're ready for change now?
Yeah, I'm definitely ready.
Do you all buy into that concept?
We do.
The health screening begins with a top-to-toe exam on every member of the household. For the next week, the experts will monitor their daily habits and carry out a wide range of tests that will reveal the truth about this family's well-being. Dr. Sinead Byrne examines Shauna.
And it's almost a little bit cracked in between.
I do scrub it raw, like I actually do be bleeding under my arm.
Really? And it's trying to get the brown look off it, is that right?
I've tried everything really.
I am very concerned about Shauna. That particular rash is a sign that type 2 diabetes is only around the corner, so she's on a fast track to getting it, just like her father.
Your eyes are quite bloodshot. Are they always bloodshot like that?
Yeah.
Really, all the time?
Well, most times, yeah.
Right, okay. I'm genuinely worried about Paul. He was actually diagnosed with high blood pressure 9 years ago when he was in hospital, and he was advised medication, but he didn't get any more of that when he left hospital, and he only started taking medication 2 years ago. So that would leave a 7-year gap where he had high blood pressure, most likely uncontrolled, and that's a lot of time for your blood vessels to be damaged. Again.
Next, Dr. Nina Burns examines Tara.
I am concerned about Tara's risk for stroke and heart attack. Both her mother and father had heart attacks in their late 50s. She has a very high BMI. She complains of shortness of breath on walking, especially going up a hill, so I would be concerned for her heart.
Dr. Sinead is on her way to begin the week of observation. Mornings are a busy affair in the O'Connor household. Tara prepares packed lunches for the family. Then both she and Paul leave for work by 8 a.m. 23-year-old Shauna gets her 6-year-old daughter Brooke ready for school.
Which one do you want? I'd get up in the morning at about 7:45. I'd get Brooke ready and myself ready. Brooke won't eat breakfast.
What about you, Shauna? Did you have breakfast this morning?
No. I'd have breakfast, but after I bring Brooke to school, I'll come home and make something.
I saw, Jude, that you had pasta.
Pasta.
And a glass of milk. Would that be normal breakfast for you?
Sometimes, yeah.
You know, when was the last time you would have eaten?
Last night.
Oh, what was that?
Doner kebab.
Doner kebab?
Yeah.
What? Okay, I'm getting it. Shauna has had no breakfast. Brooke has had no breakfast. The only person who had something to eat was Jade, and to be honest, she actually nearly had dinner for breakfast. That is very worrisome, to be honest, because we know the people that eat breakfast are slimmer and healthier and are more likely to be of normal weight as they get older. So Brooke isn't even seeing that, and she's only 6. And we know that those habits are formed really young.
After the school drop-off, Shauna makes a stop at the shop for her breakfast.
Some mornings I'd have a chicken fillet roll. I'd watch telly for a while and then I'd probably go back to bed. Doing nothing else really, just to lounge around for the day.
Everything is kind of wrong here at the moment. And the other thing is she's headed up to bed after having that sandwich, so that's not normal.
That evening, Dr. Nina arrives to find 16-year-old Gareth in bed at 5 p.m.
Does he always go up to bed this time of day?
Yeah, he goes about 4:30 and won't go up till about 8:30 or 9.
Oh. He's awake there now. Hi, Gareth. Did we ruin your sleep?
Yeah.
Sorry. Do you feel tired in the afternoons, do you?
Not really, no.
No? So you just go to bed for a nap?
So I'm bored.
When you're bored. But what time do you go to bed at night?
1 or 2.
1 or 2 in the morning. And what time do you get up for school then?
Like 8:30.
8:30. And do you find it hard to get up in the mornings?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not going to bed till about 2:30 in the morning, and then he's only sleeping 6 hours, and he's finding it really hard to get up. So not having a good sleep pattern increases your risk of obesity, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, all the things that run in his family.
With everyone home from college, work and school, Tara cooks a dinner for the family, catches up on some housework, and then it's time for relaxation.
So Tara, this is your after 7, this is your relaxation time.
Yeah.
And so I see you have a can there.
Sure have.
And how many of those will you have tonight?
About 4.
Okay. And you do that every night?
4 or 5 nights, yeah.
Two hours after eating dinner, the girls are ordering a takeaway.
Small or large? Just get one small.
And what kind of stuff do you get from the Chinese?
Spice bag.
And what's a spice bag? What's in that?
You get chips, salt and chilli chicken, salt and chilli wings, salt and chilli ribs, curry sauce.
And how often do you do that?
Probably four nights a week.
Really, they've taken away 4 nights a week?
Yeah.
So is this the spicy box you were talking about?
Yeah.
So that's a small portion, is it?
Yeah. You get a big one.
All right, okay.
They look frozen, don't they?
We're still eating it.
Yeah.
In the next room, the boys are watching the match.
So how many would you have now this evening?
Oh, eight cans to watch the football.
Okay. So that's just a few, is it?
That's just a few, yeah.
So what would be a good night?
About 12, 14.
Okay. And how many nights a week would you do that?
Friday and Saturday.
And how many years have you done that for?
Teenager.
And does it bother you if anyone comments on your drinking?
No.
No.
I wouldn't care. Talk is cheap.
Drinking that amount will really damage your heart. It increases his risk of dementia down the road. It'll damage his liver. It'll damage pretty much every organ in his body, and it increases his risk of a number of cancers. And we have to take into account the fact that Paul is already a diabetic and he has a family history of heart disease. So the cardiovascular risk factors and risks for heart attack, stroke, any of what we call the lifestyle diseases are just racking up for him.
The next day, Dr. Sinead follows Paul to the creche, where he works as a caretaker.
So there's a fair bit of lifting, Paul, in your job.
Yeah.
Would you be tired at the end of the day?
Some days you wouldn't. Other days you wouldn't.
2 spoons of sugar
Yeah.
in your tea.
Yeah.
How many of those would you be having a day with the sugar?
Probably 3.
You like your sweet stuff, don't you?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, are you going to have anything with that normally?
I might have a biscuit, yeah.
And how many of those would you have?
Few.
2 or 3?
Yeah.
Okay. I just could not believe the amount of sugar he's consuming. Like, it's outrageous. For a type 2 diabetic, he's in absolute denial. The head is well buried in the sand. You're a little bit breathless, aren't you? Is that normal for you to be breathless on stairs, yeah? When I checked his blood pressure to begin with, it was actually through the roof. It was like 192/100, and his pulse was 117. That was just for walking up a flight of stairs. He's on blood pressure medication, and I think it's very clear to me now that the amount of alcohol he's drinking is making his tablets ineffective.
Based on their concerns about Paul and Tara's lifestyle, the doctors have ordered a number of hospital tests to see how much damage has been done.
I'm a bit nervous in case you find anything wrong with our heart or... What about you?
Same thing.
I smoked since I was 15, so for 28 years. Got to a stage I was smoking 40 a day.
Tara has significant familial risk, so her genes for heart disease aren't great, and then her lifestyle isn't great. And the combination of the diet, the lack of exercise, the alcohol, all those things are a risk to the heart. So, you know, we definitely are awaiting the report of her echocardiogram.
Paul and Tara also have chest x-rays to check the health of their lungs. A liver scan is vital for Paul.
Paul is having his ultrasound done due to the amount of alcohol he drinks and his diet, because we're concerned about the effect of both on his liver.
Finally, Paul undergoes an echocardiogram and an ultrasound of his carotid artery.
What we're looking for is the blood flow in the arteries, which are the main vessels that bring blood from the heart up to the brain. We're looking for any evidence of narrowing or what we call plaque in the arteries, which would indicate an increased risk of stroke.
Thinking about blocked this, and my father had heart attack as well, so you're kind of nervous thinking of that. What are you going to find?
Coming up, Niall drives the family hard, and the test results reveal some heartbreaking news.
I can't actually reassure you about the results of those.
Paul, Tara and their family have a dangerously unhealthy lifestyle. For the past week, the doctors have been watching their every move, Now, the family have been summoned to Professor Niall Moyna's HQ for a full fitness assessment.
I think Paul will perform like a superstar. Superman.
I was built for comfort, love. Not speed.
Half an hour.
I think Dane will perform the best, and I think Shauna will do the worst.
I reckon Tara will struggle as well as the girls. The smoking and that.
Nice one. Thanks for that, bud. Shocking.
Height and weight measurements are taken to calculate their body mass index. Next, each member of the family undergoes a DEXA scan to assess the amount of body fat versus lean tissue mass.
Step up. They're a family with a lot of health issues. The body weight of the children would be of great concern, particularly the two girls at the age that they're at.
A lung function test is top of the list for Tara.
Oh, blow, that's it, good. Well done, finished. Are you a smoker?
No, I gave smoke.
You give them up?
Yeah.
And when did you give them up?
2 years in February after.
Right. So how many would you smoke today?
I got to the stage I smoked over 40 a day.
Were you coughing a lot?
I never stopped coughing before I gave smoking. I constantly had a cough.
The biggest challenge for the family today will be the VO2 max test, a complete measurement of each individual's fitness levels and cardiovascular health. Paul is up first, but already they've hit an obstacle.
Paul's blood pressure before the test was 210 over 100, which is extremely high. So I told him just to sit down, close his eyes, for 5 minutes and just really relax.
After 10 minutes of relaxation, Paul is clear to start the test.
Well, exercise is extremely important in the management of type 2 diabetes. In fact, exercise has the same effect as insulin has. So for someone who is a type 2 diabetic and is taking insulin, if they exercise regularly, it can actually decrease, or in some instances totally eliminate the need for insulin altogether.
I didn't think it was going to be that tough.
Next, Gareth and his brother Nathan go head to head.
I want you getting off the treadmill saying, I could not have gone any longer. Nathan, that's good. You're looking good.
Come on, boy.
16-year-old Gareth is easily outrun by his 21-year-old brother.
When was the last time you exercised this hard? A long time ago.
A while ago, yeah.
Gareth, heart rate increased extremely rapidly, which would indicate that he's a relatively poor level of aerobic fitness. At his age, that's a worrying thing.
Okay, so 15, 16. Come on, Nathan.
That's the bite, Nathan. Push it all the way. Okay, we're going to put you into recovery, okay. So, do you do much exercise?
No, I cycle to and from work and then refereeing at the weekends.
Do you think you're fit?
To an extent.
Think you could get fitter?
Yeah, right. I'd love that.
The Battle of the Sisters. You're going to have a big fan club cheering you on, okay? So it's very, very important you put in a big performance for the fan club. Big long steps, just relax, keep up. Sean, can you keep her up? Okay, don't worry about the RP, just keep up. Are you able to walk? Is that too fast? Okay, just keep walking, just bring down the speed, that's okay. We started off that protocol at a speed that you would expect a 65, 70-year-old man to walk at. I mean, that was a comfortable walking speed. They weren't able to handle that. They were out of breath after 30 seconds. We had to bring it down to a basic crawl to allow them to exercise.
Aged just 23 and 19, Shauna and Jade are struggling to continue the test.
Have you 1 minute left in you? Have you a minute? All right, we're going to hit recovery. Now, how'd you find that?
Hard.
Hard. What was hard?
The whole lot of it.
Okay, you want to stop? Okay, we'll bring it down. How'd you find that?
I was actually shocked that I could actually go that long.
Is that right?
Yeah. I'm actually very impressed with myself.
I'm absolutely upset. How could the healthcare system in this country, or how could anyone allow two young girls to be in that state? And if they don't do something dramatically and do it very, very rapidly, those two girls won't see 50 years of age. I mean, it's that serious.
I think today went very well. I think a lot of us done better than what we thought.
The medical experts have the information they need. The family have been summoned to the consultation room. After a week of testing and observation, they are about to discover the truth about their health.
The O'Connors are not in a good place. I mean, if you want to look at all the chronic diseases that afflict modern society, they're candidates for them all.
I feel great. I think everything's grand. Could nearly run the marathon myself.
Their lifestyle is atrocious. Their diet is atrocious. They are doing virtually no exercise, and for the most part don't realise what they're actually doing to their bodies.
The biggest issue for us when we started out with you guys was, quite frankly, you, Paul.
Type 2 diabetes is not something to be taken lightly, and to be quite honest, Paul, we feel that you've taken it very lightly indeed. Would I be right in saying there's a bit of denial going on?
Yeah.
Paul, your blood test showed that your liver function is quite significantly abnormal. But to be honest, it's not at all surprising given the amount of alcohol you're consuming on a really regular basis. I mean, that is shocking. Our fears were, because of all of this, that you've done damage to your liver, and that's why we organised an ultrasound of your liver. And basically there are 3 stages to liver disease. The first is alcoholic fatty infiltration. The second stage is hepatitis. And the third stage and the final end stage is cirrhosis, when you have significant severe scarring. And that ends in death, to be honest. And I'm afraid you do have damage to your liver, Paul. You do have alcoholic fatty liver disease. Shauna, in your case, do you remember that rash that I was looking at when I examined you? Well, it's called acanthosis nigricans. And acanthosis nigricans is a textbook sign of insulin resistance. So this really means you're in a pre-diabetic state.
Gareth, your fasting insulin was also high for someone your age. So your bloods would suggest too that you are also heading towards insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes.
Jade, your body fat was 54%. So over half of your body weight is actually fat. And your BMI was 42. Take a look, that's your DEXA scan. You can see around the hips and the midsection, you can see an enormous amount of fat there. Do you know what your BMI should be? No, it's 42, and it should be between 20 and 25. Okay. Shauna, almost 60% of your body is fat. If you take a look, you see the same pattern emerging there. And a BMI of 47. And basically you're carrying the weight of an adult in fat, in addition to your own lean mass. So think about that. And both of you, your fitness levels place you in the bottom 1% for someone of your age. And at the tender age of 19 and 23, both of you have the fitness levels of a woman between the age of 70 and 80 years of age. Tara, the news is not much better for you either. Again, over 50% of your body weight is fat, 51%. And you rank in the bottom 1% for fitness as well.
Tara, up to 2 years ago you smoked 40 cigarettes a day, and you did that for a number of years. And the question is, did you give them up on time? Well, we organised a chest x-ray for both yourself and Paul, and we're delighted to say that your lungs came out as being completely normal on the x-ray, as did yours, Paul. So that's a bit of good news.
So we also scanned your carotid arteries. That shows some early change in one of the arteries in your neck, which shows that your blood vessels are under stress. We also went on and we did an echocardiogram, which was the ultrasound of your heart. I can't actually reassure you about the results of those. It came back inconclusive, and we need to take a closer look at your heart, so you're going to need some more tests from that point of view. And unless your lifestyle changes, Paul, you're just a ticking time bomb. You're going to continue to deteriorate, you're going to continue to get worse, and you're only 44 years of age. You won't be around to see Brooke go off if you don't change the way you're living.
I think we're all quite shocked.
We were expecting bad results, but...
Well, not to the extent.
No, in fairness, I got a reality check. Just gonna have to change my lifestyle.
No alcohol. That's fine. There'll be no alcohol. Do you want?
No, that's it now. Knock her on the head.
To prevent further type 2 diabetes, cancer, cardiovascular and liver disease, the O'Connor family need to cut out takeaways and follow the dietitian's plan, increase fitness levels, lose between 5 to 10% of body weight, and Paul and Tara need to give up alcohol. It's day one, week one, and the O'Connors are still coming to terms with their doctor's orders.
Breakfast. Porridge.
I don't like porridge.
You don't like porridge?
No.
Yeah, before.
Yeah, I don't
Try
like
it.
it anymore.
A lot of us were a bit upsetting. Like getting told a few home truths. Myself, giving up the drink, told that I wouldn't see Brooke growing up, was a big eye-opener for me.
You can have fruit for your breakfast.
I don't like fruit.
You do like you don't eat fruit.
Yeah.
You do like it.
No, I don't
You
really. I
have
don't
to,
like
What about
fruit.
an apple?
Yeah.
Did you eat apple yesterday?
A bit of it, yeah.
Well,
And
hang
then
on,
a few
Gareth.
grapes.
No?
I like grapes.
Grapes, apple. What about orange? No.
When Sinead told me I was very close to diabetes, I think that kind of hit me as well. Because I actually, to be honest with you, I just kind of blanked it all out before.
And what about the doctor's orders to give up the booze and the takeaways?
Everyone had a curry.
Yeah, we all had a curry together on Sunday night.
The Chinese.
The last supper.
I actually had a couple of cans and that was it then.
It's not that bad, sure it's not.
Geez, your dinner's big.
Decent.
I don't like this thing. I'm still going to eat it.
Well, you see, you do like it, but you're eating it.
I don't like it.
Well, you're eating it.
Yeah,
So it's
but
not
I'm
that
going to
bad.
force myself to eat it.
Well,
That's
good.
I don't like that. Like,
You always said you didn't like it, now you're eating it.
Coming up, Paul faces his biggest fear to date. Some of the family members hit a wall,
I cheated.
and Dr. Sinead makes an unexpected house call.
Good morning, is anyone there?
Tara, Paul and their family have been eating, drinking and sitting themselves into very ill health. They are 2 weeks into their doctor's orders to lose weight, quit alcohol and take up regular exercise.
Gareth has lost a stone and Nathan has lost 10 pounds.
I've lost 8.5 pounds in 2 weeks. It's great getting out now for the walk every day and having healthy food. You actually feel a lot better in yourself as well. And what have you lost?
9.
I'm down over the stone. Nothing but air there.
Jade lost 3 pounds in 2 weeks.
How do you feel in yourself?
I feel great. Lot more energy.
And the cans have been kicked to the curb.
The cans are gone, yep. The
That's-
drink's gone. Hadn't had a drink now in over 2 weeks.
That is fantastic. Do you feel it in yourself?
I do, yeah.
Despite the changes he has made, there are still some questions about the damage already done. Dr. Sinead has referred Paul for a cardiac MRI to investigate the condition of his heart.
He does have all the risk factors, and I mean, he's a type 2 diabetic that hasn't been looking after himself. He's an ex-smoker and he has drunk and consumed a huge amount of alcohol.
You are going to give an injection now that makes your heart beat a little faster. So we are going to stress up your heart muscle and do this scan, that's what it means. Breathe in.
The worst case scenario would be something like an aneurysm where there's a ballooning of the vessel, which is the aorta. and is of course at risk of rupture, and if that happens you lose a huge amount of blood, and that is potentially fatal.
You sure you're not dizzy now? Okay.
Well, Paul, was it as bad as he thought?
No.
No?
A lot of black dots.
You're a warrior.
Paul has to await the result of his MRI. In the meantime, the family carries on with their new healthy lifestyle. They are over halfway through their 8 weeks, but as Christmas approaches, things are getting a little more challenging.
I cheated. Sorry, I can't tell live.
Yeah, my ma had a wobble, yeah. She had a few cans on Friday. Well, 3.
Friday night I had 4 cans of course, like. It was my Christmas party in work, and they were all going and I didn't go. So I had 4 cans of course, like. That was the first time and the last time.
I was like, Ma, what are you doing? And she was like, I just have to.
And I got over and I was dying with a hangover. Wasn't worth it. So. And
they haven't exactly been sticking to Niall's exercise plan.
I sit around doing nothing. I haven't went walking in a week, like.
And I think it's 5 days since I went walking.
It's time for the O'Connors to get a surprise visitor.
I'm so disappointed with that reaction. I'm so disappointed.
Yeah.
How are y'all doing? Great to see you.
You too.
So, Jade, how are you finding the walk?
Hard, like I haven't went to walk all week.
Why is that now?
I don't know, I think I'm gone off track.
Well, what's difficult about it? I mean, you're out with the rest of your family.
So done on college and all, and I'm do be tired when I come home as well.
It's going to take effort. You know that, and I know that, but you've got to be prepared to do that.
To get Jade back on track, Niall has suggested a nice family walk in the rain.
They will fall off the horse, we all do, and the key thing here is when that happens, you know, after 3 or 4 days, just get back in again, and within a day or 2 you're back to where you were, and that's a very, very important message.
It's 6 weeks into the 8-week programme. Paul recently had a cardiac MRI to investigate a shadow on his echo. If that shadow turns out to be an aneurysm, it could be fatal.
I actually got a fright, and I think he did too. Didn't think the damage was that extent.
I have the results of that today. Paul, you had all the risk factors that this shadow was going to be something really significant. Our worst fear, Paul, was that you had something called an aneurysm, and that's why we organised this more detailed test. You don't have an aneurysm, which is brilliant news, because we were all very worried about that.
So was I.
Yeah.
I'm delighted.
That must make your day today, does it?
Does, yeah.
But that doesn't mean you're going to be hitting the booze, does it?
Definitely not, no.
No?
No.
Paul may be able to stay off the cans at home, but tonight the whole family's resolve is about to be tested.
Tonight is my mother's 70th birthday party.
It's a party down in a pub.
It's going to be a lot of, as you say, junk food and alcohol. A lot of temptations.
So, Jade, what are you going to do? Are you going to...
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
What do you mean you don't know? You're not going to eat it. No, I'm not going to eat it.
This is a make or break, to be honest, I think, tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for myself tonight because there's a lot of family and friends and then family I haven't seen in a long time. So I'm going to have a few drinks and a laugh. But with me not drinking, it's going to be hard for me.
Hey, Ma, happy birthday.
Hey, son.
I've given Gareth the camcorder, so he's going to be doing a bit of filming, and we'll see what they were all up to in good time. But either way, we'll find out for sure what happened tomorrow morning. I'm about to make a really unexpected call to the house and see if Paul and Tara drank or not last night. Last night was their temptation test, and the proof is in the pudding now to see what happened. Good morning, is anyone there? Oh, Tara, hi, how are you? It's Sinead here, I'm just outside the front door. Tara, good morning. Sorry about the unexpected house call, can I come in? Great. So, look, you're wondering why I've turned up here unexpectedly.
Good morning.
Did Did you have a good time last night?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, look, I'm just going to breathalyse you to confirm.
Dr. Sinead has her breathalyzer to hand to find out the truth about the previous night's proceedings.
That's absolutely perfect. Look, it's at a negligible reading. It's like a 0, so you have passed your temptation test.
Thank you.
Tara. Okay, congratulations. Congratulations, good woman. So you weren't drinking alcohol. Yeah, I know. We just had to put you under a bit of pressure, Tara, you know. Lovely.
Couldn't have got a couple of weeks ago.
So there is 0 alcohol in your blood. You have passed your temptation test. Good man.
Good.
Good stuff. We're delighted, okay?
We didn't expect it this morning.
I didn't think we were going to knock at the door the next morning.
We were going to knock next morning, but...
So I don't see Jade eating any chips.
No, she didn't get food.
She steered totally clear of the food, did she?
Yeah. Well, there was one time where the thing of peanuts were beside her, and I could see her jaws moving, so I went over and took the bowl away from her.
I mean, it's a really good sign for the future, because there's always a level of temptation in life, and it would have been a bad sign if they failed.
Coming up, the retests. Can the girls improve on their fitness scores? And the results. For the good of their health, the O'Connors need to lose weight, quit alcohol and take up regular exercise. After 8 weeks, it's time for the family to return to Professor Niall Moyna's lab to repeat their tests.
I'm hoping now with the blood test and the exercise today, I hope to get a bit further than I did the last day.
First, blood tests are repeated. Next, it's time to get the family back onto the scales and onto the DEXA scanner to see if they have reduced their body fat. The main event is the fitness test, and it's time for Nathan and his younger brother Gareth to go head-to-head again.
I'll beat him again.
That's a challenge, okay? Let the games begin. That is brilliant work. That's it, we're nearly there, we're nearly there, we're nearly there.
This time, it's a lot closer.
If my breakfast start going near the end, just couldn't keep going any longer.
On their last visit, the girls couldn't even complete the test. Will they do better this time?
But we will do a lot better than the last time, definitely. Won't we? We will.
16, 17, good girl.
Deep work, that's it. Use your arm. Come on, push it, let's go.
I definitely think it's going to be a longer journey for them, and I think they're going to have more falls, and that's what happens in the real world.
Finally, Paul and Tara are keen to see how they do after 8 weeks of effort.
Very good. Very good, Paul. Good man. That's it, Tara. Well done, Tara. That's good. Very good.
Stop right there, stop right there, stop there.
And it has to have been very, very difficult for Paul, because he did drink a lot of alcohol, and he liked his alcohol.
Paid off that bit of training anyway.
Has that made it all worthwhile?
Yeah, definitely.
It's time for the family to return to the consultation room.
Like when we met the O'Connor family, they embodied the definition of poor health. There just wasn't a member of the household who seemed to have any idea what it was to live a healthy lifestyle.
Now, after 8 weeks of changes, they are about to find out if they have turned things around.
We're hoping that the results are great today.
8 weeks ago, your health was appalling, and I wasn't feeling very positive about your future. Jade and Shauna, at the age of 19 and 23, I felt that neither of you could actually look forward to a normal lifespan, and that you may not even outlive your own mother.
In order to avoid heart disease, stroke, further liver damage and type 2 diabetes, Jade and Shauna's targets were to cut out junk food, lose 5 to 10% of their body weight and improve their cardiovascular fitness.
When you were first tested, you weighed 140 kilos. You now weigh 134 kilos, which is a loss of 6 kilos, or around 3/4 of a kilo a week. And that's a very safe and effective way to lose and maintain weight loss. So congratulations on that. Well done. Jade, Your fitness level at the start was probably the worst I have ever seen for someone so young. It was rock bottom. It has improved by 30%. Now, it is still very, very low. In fact, it's low for both of you. But the good thing is that both of you have arrested the decline in your fitness, and you've started to address the issue of your body weight.
But Shauna, your weight wasn't the only health concern. You were on the brink of becoming a type 2 diabetic. So Shauna, from your recent blood tests, we can see that your fasting insulin levels have showed a dramatic improvement. In fact, you've almost a 50% improvement in how your body deals with blood sugar. That's phenomenal.
Delighted.
Yeah,
definitely.
Gareth and Nathan were given 8 weeks to improve their cardiovascular fitness and cut their risk of type 2 diabetes. They were advised to cut out junk food and to lose 5 to 10% of their body weight.
So Gareth, 8 weeks ago at the age of 16, we were really worried about your risk for type 2 diabetes. Your bloods are much better, your cholesterol is down, but I think the most significant thing, your insulin levels are way down. They've come down by 70%. Really, you're out of that danger zone for type 2 diabetes. Your body is now coping with sugar well, which is fantastic. Nathan, your blood pressure was up before when we checked you, and that is now normal as well.
And Nathan, you have also reached your target for weight loss. You lost 8 kilos, which is 8% of your body weight. Gareth, you're like a new man, really. And you've lost 12 kilos. That's really a large amount of weight to have lost in an 8-week period. It's 12%. And in addition, you've increased your cardiovascular fitness by 25%. And you're actually as fit as Nathan now. Are you happy with that?
Yeah, I'm delighted.
In order to prevent further damage to their liver and avoid cardiovascular disease, Paul and Tara had to lose 5 to 10% of their body weight, improve their fitness, and give up alcohol and junk food.
You know, your blood pressure had been up when we checked it the first time round. It's dropped, and that is just purely down to lifestyle. You know, you stopped drinking, you started exercising, so you basically have normal blood pressure, and you didn't even have to take medication to do it.
Well,
so well done.
In addition, Tara, you have lost 8 kilos, which is 8% of your body weight, and that was bang on target. Your cardiovascular fitness, but wait for it.
I don't know, am I to be happy or scared?
It actually improved by 80%.
Amazing. It's brilliant.
And finally, Paul, the thing that we all worried for you was that you wouldn't see your beautiful granddaughter grow up. Your blood pressure is normal. Your blood sugars have dropped, and we were having to alter your medications and actually take you off type 2 diabetic medications one by one. Your liver function test, which was quite abnormal the first time we did bloods on you, are completely normalised now. How does that make you feel?
Delighted with them results.
Yeah.
Really am now.
We set you a target of a 5 to 10% loss in body weight. You've lost 11% of your body weight, and you're no longer in the obese category. You have now moved from someone who had an average fitness level to being in the top 15% for your age group. And considering that your cardiovascular fitness is probably the best indicator of your overall health and how long you're going to live, that is fantastic news for you. But even better than that, I think, and we all believe this, that you're a shining light for your family. It's a long journey ahead, and they're all going to need help. I think both of you, Tara and yourself, have really led by wonderful example.
I didn't think now in such a short time, within 8 weeks, I was going to get the results that I got. I'm very pleased, really am.
In 8 weeks, through diet, exercise and giving up alcohol, Paul and Tara have reduced their risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke. Through cutting out junk food and taking regular exercise, the rest of the family are no longer high risk for type 2 diabetes. The family's efforts have paid off, and today they are celebrating by going a distance of 5 kilometres together, something they never dreamed themselves capable of doing.
There's no going back now. We're not putting too much in now the last 9-10 weeks, so there's no point throwing that away now. 3, 2, 1, go! Have a great run! Enjoy! Yeah, great job. Well done. It's not the pain off. 8 weeks ago you wouldn't have been able to do it. I hope. Run to the
There's no going back. And we're all enjoying it, so why would you want to go back?
The old me is gone, not coming back.
There are people who think by the time they develop type 2 diabetes, by the time they're on the blood pressure tablets, that there's nothing really that they can do and they need to sign up to their fate. Paul is proof that that's not true.
You need that push, and thank God now I got on board and they all gave me the push, and the family helped me out a lot, you know, so their help I wouldn't have been able to do it on my own.